Okay, so we have finished the rough draft, and now it's time for me to go through and give it one last look over before I finish it. Now I'm going to read this out loud. I'm not going to have you listen to me read it out loud other than the first paragraph. And then I'm going to put it on pause, and you'll know that while you're in pause, I'm actually reading my essay out loud. San Antonio is surrounded by darling little towns, each with its own culture and attractions. In Caldwell County, Texans boast, and that's one thing I want to point out to you. Sometimes people make the mistake of saying things like, or writing things like, they have a festival, they have this, and they don't have anything. They host a festival. They boast about the Texan. Who are they? There is no they. So specifically, who boasts? Texans boast of the ever-changing Luling, home of the Watermelon Festival. Okay, so make sure that you look out for that error of just, it's a common one. I've done it myself. It is hard to believe that the charming community of Luling, a place where hospitality is the order of the day, was once called the toughest town in Texas. Established in 1874, Luling was a railroad stop, but the discovery of oil made Luling an overnight hub. With the discovery of oil, Luling was transformed from a railroad town of 500. Are we spacing here? Doesn't look like it's a space. Well, let's see if I can just take that one line off of justified. No. Okay. To an oil town of 5,000. Okay. When I grew up, and this is the thesis statement one last time, when I grew up in West Texas, Luling was considered a favorite spot for tourism, featuring a rich history chronicled in the local Central Texas Museum, attractions such as the Zedler Mill and Holly D. Quilt Shop, and crowned by the Watermelon Thump. Did you hear those pauses as I read that? The pauses indicate where punctuation goes. And punctuation is your paintbrush. If you didn't have punctuation, the whole thing would be jumbled up together and not make any sense. Okay, so again, the thesis statement. What is the essay about? Luling, Texas. What will we be talking about with this Luling, Texas? The history, attractions, and the Watermelon Thump. Those are our three areas. Luling's traditional town boasts Texas hospitality begins with a fascinating story. This is a transition sentence. And what are they going to read next? The fascinating story. Okay, I'm going to put this on pause, and I'm going to go ahead and read through the rest of it, and I'll be right back. Okay, we've come to the end of the essay, and I've read through everything. I'm not sure what this is. Should this be capital BB? I don't know. Oh, for heaven's sakes. I'm going to leave it uncapped, B&Bs. Okay, because if I put hotels, I wouldn't put hotels in all caps. So, there we go. Now we're going to go over to the Easy Bib, and we're going to look at our works cited. I logged into Easy Bib. Here is my list for Americana, and I look these things over to make sure that nothing is repeated. All of these are, because I'll do it all the time. I'll make sure, I'm so fastidious about making sure that everything is, see, this two Zedlers. This one is from the city of Luling, and this one is from TripAdvisor, so those are two different ones. Now we're going to export, and we always print as a Word doc. Always, always, always. And that is going to open up in the tray down below, and I'm going to open it, enable editing. Okay. Now, once I've edited it, and I've already looked it over, making sure that nothing's in all caps. What is in all caps? That's right, this one needs to change. We do not want to scream at our reader. Now, truly, in the, okay, so in the URL there may be capitalizations, and we can't do anything about that. But we just we don't want the reader to be yelled at if we can possibly help it. Okay, great. Now I'm going to copy these, and I'm going to add it to the bottom of the essay. As it turns out, this starts a new page, but for a short essay such as we have written, the works cited, I like it when it's on a separate page, but if you only have one line at the page above it, then you can drop down 4 spaces and add your works cited. In this case, we're lucky it started on its own page. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. All these are different. Yes. Now we need to go in and we need to copy and paste all of our outline at the bottom. Let's go back to that outline. Okay, so here's that outline that we were working on, and that includes at the bottom the interview with Denise Green, and I've highlighted the information from her that I used. So I don't need this because that was already given to me in the prompt. So let's delete that because I only want to be given credit for the words that I wrote. So we're going to do select all. It's messy. We don't care that it's messy. I'm not required to create something that's a work of art. I'm required for this assignment to add the outline. Oops. Just as I suspected. Okay, so now right down here, I'm going to drop down double space, double space. Let's make sure I take out that. There is no reason to ever have a live URL in a works cited. So now I'm going to paste. There's all of that information from the outline. And I'm going to put it in there just as I wrote it. I wasn't required to have anything else, but I have it there and that's it. Now I'm going to do my word count before I save it as a PDF. And let's see. I know the rough draft was 800. Let's just see what the final draft is. Let's take that out. Shoot a bug. Okay. Okay, now let's go up here into word count 1,942. That includes everything. And I add that 1,942 to the 800 words of the rough draft, and I come up with equals 2,742 words. That's a very nice addition to the total words that I have to write for the course. Okay, now I'm going to go up here and quick like a bunny. I'm going to save this as a PDF. First I'm going to save as a Word document. Okay, but now I'm going to save it as a PDF and hope for the best. Okay, here's my PDF. Y'all keep your fingers crossed. Good, 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 good. Gives a nice overview of the festival. We're excited. And my outline. Okay, it's all ready to turn in. That concludes this tutorial on the final draft.